Good morning, Zija Nation. This is Jerome Dasher, Director of North American Sales, and we welcome you to today's call with Josh Plant. Dr. Josh Plant has been quite the asset for Zija over the last year in formulating and creating with Russ Bianchi some incredible products and some wonderful things that are coming down the pipeline. So thank you to Dr. Plant for all that he's done. If this is the first time that you have joined the call, this is a call that we do each and every week on Thursday at 10:30 Mountain Standard Time. And it's simply just a platform for you to plug into if you're at your 9-to-5 job or if you've got time to get on to really just get some information on different parts of the products. We try and focus on the weight management system, the protein, the Gen M, certain ingredients, questions that we get emailed to us about what do they do, why we have it, and just things like that. And so it really becomes an educational platform for you to learn more about the Zija product line. So let's go ahead and get started. I've got 4 wonderful questions that we have received from people emailing us, and I'm excited to hear what Dr. Plant has to say about these. So I'm going to ask if he's on the phone yet. Josh, have you had a chance to join us?
I have. Thank you for having me, Jerome.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Plant, we appreciate all that you do, and especially being out in the field. You've been traveling quite a bit, both internationally and nationally, educating the field on what our wonderful product line does. And so we thank you for the sacrifice that you've made being away from your family and loved ones and being out there in the field. So, again, thank you very much.
Oh, it's been a lot of fun meeting all the distributors and continuing out. I'm actually flying out again today and next week, and so I love it. I love meeting these people that are as passionate about Moringa and Zija's products as I am, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, perfect. Well, Josh, I've got 4 questions that I want to ask you. Again, these have come from our distributors, and seem to be what I try and do is as these questions come in via email or sometimes phone call, I just try and find the common denominator. What is it that I'm hearing the most of? And so again, if you are sending us a question and you aren't getting the answer, please just keep sending it to us. Tell us if we haven't answered it yet, and we'll try and put that at the top. But you can only imagine how many emails we get for this phone call. So Josh, I've got 4 questions. The first question I want to ask is this. We hear a lot about antioxidants. They're coming from different juices. There's a lot of competitors that seems to be their competitive edges, how much antioxidants are in their product. And so we know that the Moringa is rich in antioxidants. Could you expound a little bit about how rich it is and what they do?
Yeah. So let me first give a little bit of background on what antioxidants do. We hear this word all the time, but very rarely do we actually understand the function they play in our body. A lot of times we look at oxygen as a good thing, and it is, right? We need it to live. But unfortunately, one of the byproducts as we breathe in oxygen is what we call free radicals. And these free radicals are largely produced from the oxygen that we breathe, as I said, but also from bad foods that we eat, contaminants in the air, and so we see ourselves being exposed to more and more free radicals due to the environments that we live in and the lifestyles we live. And so as we breathe air, eat bad foods, exposed to certain environmental toxins, we are bombarded with free radicals. And what free radicals do is they'll actually enter in our cell or attack the membrane of our cell, the outside layer of our cell, and destroy the molecule it attaches to. And so this, as you can imagine, is exceptionally damaging to the cell. So as the membrane is attacked, we are destroying that cell membrane. Cells are becoming having holes in them, so to speak. They are dying. Free radicals enter the cell, and in cases they'll attack the DNA, mutate the DNA, and we understand that the damages that come from that are extremely sad. And so it's important that we introduce antioxidants into our diet to help combat these free radicals. And as I mentioned before, oxygen is a free radical, all these other ones from our food toxins. And each free radical is a little bit different. And so they attack the cell in different ways. And what an antioxidant does is it will actually kind of bind to that free radical. It's almost kind of like the Secret Service agent that is willing to take the bullet and presenting it from the the cell from getting hit, it will take the bullet itself. And what is most important is not, is the diversity of the antioxidants that we consume. Because not all free radicals are the same, and they don't attack the cell the same way, and likewise, all antioxidants can't be the same. And so let's say I have a lot of antioxidants of a certain category, we'll call it type A antioxidants. They're only going to help combat type A free radicals. And if I have type B antioxidant, it's only going to combat type B free radicals. And so what is extremely important is that we get a diverse array of antioxidants. And for those that are listening on the phone, they're probably as knowledgeable as I am on the amount of antioxidants that are in moringa. And that is an amazing 96 antioxidants. And so what this does is it gives such a profile of antioxidants. So as we're getting all of these different types of free radicals, we are feeling confident that our body is getting the nutrients that it needs, the antioxidants it needs to combat each one of those different free radicals. And so we're protecting all the different parts of ourselves, the mitochondria, the cell membrane, the DNA, the nucleus, etc., etc., etc. And that is so critical. And so as people tell, hey, we've got so much antioxidants in this. Yes, but what is the diversity of the antioxidants? And sadly, not many of them can speak to it. And moringa not only does it have a lot of antioxidants, it's got that diverse array. And so this is what makes moringa such a superfood, such a powerful botanical.
Perfect, gosh, Dr. Plant, thank you very much. I definitely learned a few things there that I wasn't aware of, and that's simply being able to take diverse antioxidants. I would imagine that a lot of companies' products, focus just on the one, and where Vija can focus on all and be that diverse is just fantastic and gives us that much more of a competitive edge. The next question, Dr. Plant, is really simple, actually. There's a lot of different forms of protein, and we constantly hear that we need to have protein, and we've obviously got our Prime 90, which has been a phenomenal product, one of my favorites. And a lot of the questions are simply this: what forms of protein do we have in the Prime 90?
Yeah, and so first of all, I guess I want to echo that this Prime 90 is an amazing protein shake, the replacement shake, because of the protein that it has, and also the moringa that it is that complements that protein. So moringa provides the nutrients that are needed for that protein to be metabolized and properly utilized by the cell, something no other protein powder does. And then the protein that we have in there, right? We have looked and scoured. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of scientific papers published on protein and protein that we sources. And looking at this, we have to identify that the whey protein is actually the most complete way that we can complement moringa. Whey protein has all 20 amino acids, including all essential amino acids. You're able to enrich for the protein without doing any harsh treatment of the source, right? So whey protein comes from milk. And so we can enrich for the whey protein without any type of treatment of milk, harsh treatment of milk. So it's a very natural, organic way to collect the protein. And so we are making a whey protein that is isolated from the sugars, the other things that a lot of people have problem with milk. But we have that benefit of that protein. And there's no getting around the benefits of milk protein. With all the complex amino acids, the array of proteins that are there is very, very complementary to the proteins that the human body needs. And so that is by far the most superior protein that is out there on the market today. And that is what we use as the whey protein.
Wonderful. Again, Prime 90 being one of my favorite products, and for those that aren't concerned about the whey and the isolate, I hope that you do a little bit more research and that Dr. Plant was able to answer some of those concerns and questions that you've had with why we use that. This next question is one of my favorite. One of my favorite statements to make to the field and to anybody that I'm talking to is simply this: Vija International is the moringa company. We are the first to market and the first to commercialize the moringa the way that we do. There is not another company on the face of this planet that does it the way that we do, and simply utilizing the whole tree. And so Josh, we see out in the news, especially recently, we've seen it in National Geographic last November. They did an article on moringa. Moringa is getting a lot of attention because of the nutrient benefits that it offers. So a lot of people are asking, what's the difference of, buying moringa on, in a health food store versus Zija? I mean, as people are prospecting and trying to build the business, people can see that it's elsewhere. So the question is simply this: why moringa?
Yeah, I wish, this takes several books because we have such an advantage over everyone else. But if I can summarize it in 3 points, one is we utilize different parts of the tree, and I'll speak to each one of these a little bit more in depth. The second one is we combine moringa with other complementary herbs. And third, we have assembled a vertical integration of manufacturing and farms, packaging, to the sole purpose of preserving and harnessing the nutritional power of moringa. And so for that first bullet point that I want to talk about, different parts of the tree, right? A lot of times when we see moringa, it's the moringa leaf. But there are so many nutrients throughout. For example, there's more vitamin C in the fruit of moringa than in the leaves, and there's more omegas in the seeds than there are in the leaves. That's not discounting the leaves. The leaves are a great amount of vitamin A, right? And so we see that the moringa tree itself, the nutrients aren't all just found in the leaves. They're found in different parts of the tree. And so to get the full benefits of the moringa tree, one needs to use different parts. And so at Zija, we have understood this and have utilized the different parts of the moringa tree to enrich for key nutrients to give the best blend, the most nutritious blend possible. And that takes the different parts of the tree. This is Zija's bread and butter, right? It's his proprietary blend that no one can replicate, right? And we hold that card really close to us, right? I believe it's pretty much just me and Ken that know that ratio and the exact starts that go in. And so we really keep that close to us. That is very critical. The second part is we know that, and this is from Ken's history, and what we see is that we can get symbiotic or synergistic benefits by combining moringa with other herbs. And so it's not just moringa. Moringa itself is great, but as we see when we combine moringa with, desert tea, for example, and ginseng in certain ratios, that we are able to deliver a powerful energy drink, right? Without the crash, right? By delivering it by combining moringa with certain proteins, we are able to create a superior meal replacement shake. And so we see that by combining other natural herbs with moringa, we are enabled to enhance the benefits of moringa. And third, right, Ken has spared no expense in assembling the most state-of-the-art facility I have ever seen in my life. I have interned at multi-billion-dollar companies that are involved in the manufacturing of top-grade stuff, and our manufacturing site here is second to none. And for those who are coming out to convention, I strongly suggest signing up for a tour so that you can just stand in amazement at how we have designed a facility specifically around utilizing and manufacturing moringa. And this starts not only at manufacturing, we look at the farms, we look at the trees, when they're harvested, how it's treated, the type of drying of the leaves and the seeds, all of these things. We vet all of these processes to make sure that it is second to none. The moringa you are getting is the most nutrient moringa possible.
Wonderful. So if I'm a listener and you're out there and getting that question off, and I guess the answer to that would simply be this. Through our research on moringa, we have found that there is more nutrition through the whole tree rather than just one specific part of the tree. Therefore, our science team has been able to formulate a product that utilizes all the nutrition that the moringa tree offers. And simply, you can go to a food store and you can buy moringa. It's most likely going to be just one component of the tree. Therefore, it's going to lack the full nutrition that a Zija product will offer you by taking theirs. So Thank you, Dr. Plant. I appreciate that. And this leads us into the last, I know that you've been in school for over a decade receiving the degrees that you have, a PhD in biomedical science from Harvard, graduating very, very quickly and at the top of your class. And some of the questions that we get, I just wanted to make sure that the field knows exactly what your role is with Zija and the types of questions that people can ask you and shouldn't be asking you. So if you could expound on maybe the compliance issues that we possibly could run into with questions being asked.
Yeah, first of all, let me speak. One thing that I love more than any is when I go out on the road to hear the wonderful testimonials of our product. This is why I came to Zija, because I believe in these products. I sought out Zija knowing that these products are second to none, and that these products can change lives and that they work. And so when I came here with the idea of being able to hear and witness such great testimonials, that is what I love hearing. I love hearing those on the road. I love meeting people and seeing how these products has changed lives. However, we also have to understand that the role I play at Zija is I'm not a resident physician at a hospital. I have no idea of people's backgrounds, their conditions that they're in, to ever diagnose or treat any of these things. And that is, I think, what a lot of people may be confused on, in the sense that I love the education, but my role at Zija is very much tied to research and development. And with these types of questions, though I would love to answer and I'd love to help, I have to understand that if I do start addressing that, there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of jobs that I put at risk each time I do that. And for the sake of people that have been working hard to build up their businesses, I don't feel that I can do that with a clean conscience. And so when people ask me, what should I do with this person who has X ailment or skin cancer or this, I would love to answer. But ultimately I have to understand that my role at Zija is much more of a foundational role. And I love hearing the testimonials and success stories when people have them.
Fantastic. Well, Dr. Plant, we really appreciate all that you do and definitely the sacrifice that you and your family have made to get the degrees, to gain the knowledge that you have so people like us can be educated on lack of nutrition and what the moringa tree offers and the full nutrition that it offers. And so thank you very much on behalf of corporate and also the field for all that you do and the sacrifices that you make.
Well, thank you very much, Jeremy, and I look forward to next week.
All right, sounds good. Well, there you have it, folks. The Ask the Scientist call has now come to an end. We appreciate you for dialing in and listening. And again, please, if you do have any questions regarding the products or anything that's in the products that we can address on this platform to make it easier for you to answer concerns and questions that you have as you're sharing the opportunity and sharing the product, please send those in and we will work through those as quickly as we possibly can, and hopefully you guys are getting the answer that you need. So again, thank you very much, and with that being said, the call is now over and the lines are now open.
Thank you.